In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to show you the one eyeliner trick that will instantly take 10 years off your face. And if you're over 50, this changes everything. What I'm about to show you will revolutionize how you do your makeup forever. I've been doing makeup for over 20 years, and this technique is hands down the most transformative thing I can teach you. By the end of this video, you're going to look in the mirror and see a brighter, more youthful version of yourself staring back. So grab your makeup bag, because we're about to dive in. Ladies, I've encountered hundreds of women over 50, and the biggest mistake I see is using the same eyeliner techniques from our 20s and 30s. Our eyes change, our skin changes, and our makeup needs to change too. But here's the thing, most makeup tutorials online are created by women in their early 20s who have never dealt with hooded eyes, fine lines, or the unique challenges we face as mature women. That's why I created this channel specifically for us. Today I'm sharing the exact technique that will make your eyes look brighter, more open, and incredibly youthful. But first, if you're new to EverWise older women, we're all about helping you look and feel your absolute best at every age. We focus on real techniques for real women, not those impossible Instagram looks that require professional lighting and filters. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our weekly style secrets, because I promise you, every single video will give you something practical you can use right away. Let me ask you this. You avoid wearing eyeliner because it makes your eyes look smaller. Or maybe it emphasizes those fine lines you'd rather hide. You're not alone. After 50, traditional eyeliner can actually age us instead of enhancing our natural beauty. Here's what happens. Our eyelids naturally become more hooded. We lose some elasticity in our skin, and those sharp, dramatic lines that looked amazing in our younger years now create harsh shadows that drag our features down. They make us look tired, older, and frankly, a little severe. The problem is that most eyeliner techniques are designed for young, tight skin without considering how our eyes change over time. Comment below if you've been struggling with this mine. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you beautiful ladies. Okay, here's your 60-second preview of the technique. I want you to watch this transformation carefully, because this is exactly what we're going to achieve together. Did you see that? Instead of harsh lines, we're creating soft definition that lifts and brightens. The eyes immediately look more open, more awake, and years younger. But don't worry if you didn't catch everything. I'm going to break this down step by step in just a moment. We're going to go slowly, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this on yourself. And at the 15-minute mark, I'm going to show you the secret ingredient that makes this technique work perfectly for hooded eyes, something most makeup artists don't even know about. This little trick alone will change everything for those of you who struggle with disappearing eyeliner. Plus, I'm going to show you 3 different variations of this technique, one for everyday wear, one for special occasions, and one specifically for those of you with very hooded eyes. So make sure you stick around for the entire video because each section builds on the previous one. First, let's talk about why this technique works so beautifully for mature eyes. It's all about understanding how our eyes have changed and working with them, not against them. When we were younger, we could get away with harsh lines because our skin was tight and smooth. But as we age, our skin becomes more textured, our eyelids may hood slightly, and we develop fine lines. Traditional eyeliner techniques actually emphasize these changes in ways that aren't flattering. This technique I'm about to show you works because it mimics the way light naturally hits our eyes. Instead of creating artificial lines, we're enhancing the natural shadows and highlights that already exist. We're essentially creating the illusion of naturally fuller, darker lashes and more defined eyes without any harsh edges. It's like having naturally beautiful eyes that just happen to be perfectly defined. The result looks effortless and natural, which is exactly what we want as mature women. Step 1 is crucial, and it's something most women skip, but it makes all the difference in the world. We need to prep the eye area properly. I'm using a lightweight eye primer, but here's the key. We're not just slapping it on like we might have done in our younger years. We're using a gentle patting motion with our ring finger, focusing on the areas where our eyeliner will sit. The ring finger applies the least pressure, which is important because the skin around our eyes is delicate and becomes more fragile as we age. Now I want you to notice where I'm applying this primer. I'm not just doing the eyelid, I'm going along the lash line, up to the brow bone, and even a little bit under the eye. This creates a smooth canvas and prevents bleeding, which is super important because mature skin can be more prone to makeup settling into fine lines. This primer step also helps the liner stay put all day, which is exactly what we want. I don't want you to have to worry about your eyeliner smudging or fading throughout the day. With this prep work, your liner will look as good at dinner time as it did when you first applied it this morning. Now let's talk about color. And this is where I want you to forget everything you think you know about eyeliner. Black eyeliner, liners that we all relied on for decades, can actually be too harsh for mature eyes. For our eyes, we want to think about colors that enhance rather than overpower. Brown, charcoal, navy, even deep plum. These colors give us definition without the harshness of black. But here's the secret most women don't know. The color you choose should complement your eye color, not necessarily match your outfit or your other makeup. Green eyes look absolutely stunning with deep brown liner. It brings out the warmth in your eyes without competing with them. Blue eyes are gorgeous with charcoal gray. It makes the blue pop without being too stark. Brown eyes, you lucky ladies can wear almost anything. But I recommend starting with a soft brown because it's the most universally flattering and forgiving. If you have hazel eyes, try a deep plum or burgundy. It will bring out the golden flecks in your eyes beautifully. We can still use black, but we're going to use it differently. We're going to soften it and blend it so it doesn't look harsh. But honestly, once you try brown or charcoal, I think you'll be amazed at how much more flattering it is. The tool makes all the difference, ladies. And this is where a lot of women get frustrated because they're using the wrong type of liner for this technique. Pencil liners are perfect for what we're doing because they're forgiving and blendable. You want to look for a liner that's soft enough to blend easily but firm enough to give you control. Think of it like the difference between a crayon and a hard pencil. You want something right in the middle. Too soft and it will smudge everywhere and you'll lose control. Too hard and you'll have to press and tug at your delicate eye area, which we definitely don't want to do. I'm going to show you a few different options here. This is a standard pencil liner. It's what most of us are familiar with. This is a gel liner in pencil form. It's a bit creamier and blends beautifully. And this is a twist-up liner that doesn't need sharpening. For beginners, I recommend starting with a standard pencil liner because it's the most forgiving. As you get more comfortable with the technique, you can experiment with different formulas. I'll link my absolute favorites in the description below, along with some budget-friendly options because I know good makeup doesn't have to be expensive. The key is finding what works best for you and your lifestyle. Now, for the technique that changes everything, and I want you to pay close attention because this is completely different from how you've probably been applying eyeliner your whole life. We're not drawing a line. I repeat, we're not drawing a line. We're creating a shadow. Instead of drawing one continuous line, we're going to dot the liner along the lash line. Watch this carefully. I'm making small dots right between the lashes, as close to the lash line as possible. See how I'm not trying to create a perfect line? I'm just placing color exactly where the lashes meet the skin. This creates the illusion of fuller, thicker lashes without a harsh line. It's like your lashes are just naturally fuller and darker. Now, I want you to notice something See how natural this looks already. There's no obvious line, no harsh edge, just beautifully defined lashes. This technique works because it mimics the way light naturally creates shadows at the base of our lashes. We're just enhancing what nature already created. Don't worry about making the dots perfect. In fact, slight imperfection actually looks more natural. You're not trying to create a technical drawing here. You're enhancing your natural beauty. Take your time with this step. There's no rush. I'd rather you go slowly and get comfortable with the technique than rush and get frustrated. Here's where the magic happens, ladies. And this is the step that transforms those dots into something absolutely beautiful. We're going to blend these dots with a small brush or even a cotton swab. I'm using a small flat brush here, but honestly, a cotton swab works just as well, especially when you're first learning. We're not erasing the liner, we're softening it. This creates a subtle shadow that defines the eye without looking obvious or harsh. The key is to blend gently in small circular motions. You're not trying to remove the color, just soften those edges so it looks seamless and natural. Watch what happens as I blend. See how the harsh edges disappear, and it starts to look like a natural shadow. This is what we want. It should look like you naturally have beautifully defined eyes, not like you're wearing obvious makeup. Now, here's a pro tip. If you blend too much and lose some of the definition, you can always go back and add a few more dots. That's the beauty of this technique. It's completely buildable and forgiving. You can't really mess it up. If it gets too intense, blend more. If it's not intense enough, add more dots. You have complete control over the final result. Remember I promised you a secret at the 15-minute mark? Here it is, the game changer for hooded eyes. And honestly, this works beautifully for all eye shapes. We're going to add a transition shade just above where we applied our liner. This creates depth and prevents the liner from disappearing when your eyes are open, which is a huge problem for those of us with hooded or mature eyes. I can't tell you how many women have told me they apply beautiful eyeliner, only to open their eyes and have it completely disappear. This technique solves that problem completely. I'm using a shade that's just slightly deeper than my skin tone. Think soft taupe or light brown. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious. We're going to blend it softly above the liner area with a fluffy brush. Watch this. I'm applying it right in the crease area, blending upward and outward. This creates a subtle gradient that makes the eye look more dimensional and prevents that flat, one-dimensional look that traditional eyeliner can create. The beauty of this step is that it makes your eyes look naturally deeper and more mysterious, almost like you have naturally beautiful bone structure. And for those of you with hooded eyes, this technique ensures that even when your eyes are open, you can still see the definition we've created. Finally, we're adding a subtle highlight to the inner corner and just under the brow bone. This step is what really makes you look younger and more awake. As we age, our eyes can start to look a little tired or shadowed, and this highlight brings back that youthful brightness we all want. I'm using a champagne or soft gold shade, nothing too sparkly or obvious. We want to look naturally radiant, not like we're heading to a disco. I'm using my ring finger to gently pat the highlight into place. The ring finger applies the least pressure, which is perfect for our delicate eye area. Watch what happens when I add this highlight to the inner corner. See how it instantly opens up the eye. It's like turning on a light. The eye looks brighter, more awake, and significantly younger. Now I'm adding just a tiny bit under the brow bone, right at the highest point of the arch. This creates the illusion of a higher brow bone, which is naturally associated with youth. The key with highlighting is subtlety. You want people to notice how beautiful your eyes look, not how much highlighter you're wearing. If you can see the highlighter as a separate element, it's too much. It should just look like you naturally have gorgeous bright eyes. Now let's talk about customizing this technique for different eye shapes. Because while the basic technique works for everyone, there are little tweaks that will make it work even better for your specific eye shape. If you have deep-set eyes, you'll want to use a slightly lighter hand with the liner and focus more on that highlight we just applied. Deep-set eyes naturally have more shadow, so you don't need as much definition from the liner. Instead, focus on brightening and opening up the eye with the highlight. For hooded eyes, that transition shade we talked about is absolutely crucial. Without it, your beautiful liner work will disappear the moment you open your eyes. Also, with hooded eyes, you want to keep the liner very thin and well blended, and bring that transition shade up higher than you might think necessary. If you have round eyes, you can extend the liner slightly beyond the outer corner to create a more almond shape. If you have almond eyes, you're lucky minor. This technique works beautifully with minimal adjustment. The beauty of this technique is that it works for everyone. You just adjust the intensity and placement based on your unique eye shape. Don't be afraid to experiment and see what works best for you. Let's talk about adapting this technique for different occasions, because versatility is key when you're learning a new makeup technique. For daytime, keep everything soft and subtle, exactly what we've been doing. The goal is to look polished and put together without looking like you're wearing a lot of makeup. This is perfect for work, running errands, lunch with friends, or any daytime activity. For evening, you can intensify the color slightly or add a second very thin line of liner for more drama. But remember, the goal is still to enhance, not overpower. Even your evening look should feel natural and age-appropriate. You might also choose a slightly deeper transition shade for evening, or add a bit more highlight for extra glamour. The key is to build on the base technique we've learned, not completely change it. You want people to notice how beautiful your eyes look, not how much makeup you're wearing. For special occasions like weddings or fancy dinners, you can add a thin line of a complementary color, maybe a deep plum if you're using brown liner, or a navy if you're using charcoal. But always keep it subtle and elegant. Let's talk about the most common mistakes I see when women first try this technique and how to fix them. Mistake number 1, being too heavy-handed. I know it's tempting to want to see dramatic results right away, but remember, we can always add more, but it's much harder to take away. Start light and build up gradually. If you find yourself pressing too hard, take a step back and remember that this technique is all about subtlety. Mistake number 2, using the wrong brush. A brush that's too large will give you a messy application, and you'll lose that precision we want. Small, precise brushes are your best friend for this technique. If you don't have the right brushes, a cotton swab works perfectly well. Mistake number 3, skipping the primer. I know it seems like an extra step, but never skip the primer. It's the foundation of a long-lasting look. Without it, your beautiful work will fade or smudge throughout the day. Mistake number 4, rushing the blending process. Take your time with the blending liner. This is where the magic happens. And finally, if your liner looks too harsh, don't panic. Take a clean, fluffy brush and blend it out. You can always soften any line. Remember, this technique is forgiving. You can always adjust and fix as you go. And there you have it, the eyeliner technique that takes years off your face in just 60 seconds. Look at this transformation. The eyes look brighter, more open, and so much more youthful. Can you see the difference? There's no harsh line, no obvious makeup, just beautifully defined, natural-looking eyes that make me look more awake and years younger. This technique works for every eye shape and every age. The best part? Once you master this, you can do it in under a minute every single morning. It's going to become your new go-to technique. I guarantee it. I've been using this technique for years now, and I get compliments on my eyes all the time. People always ask me if I've had work done, or if I'm using a new eye cream. Nope, it's just this simple technique that makes all the difference. I want to see your transformations. Try this technique and share your before and after photos in the comments below. Tag me on Instagram at EverWise Older Women. I love seeing your results and featuring them in my stories. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more age-appropriate beauty tips. Your support means the world to me and helps me create more content for our amazing community. Next week, I'm sharing something you've all been asking for, mine: the lip color mistakes that instantly age you, and the 3 shades every woman over 50 should have in her makeup bag. I'm also going to show you the application technique that makes any lipstick look more expensive and longer lasting. You won't want to miss it. Until then, remember, age is just a number, and beauty has no expiration date. Keep practicing this technique, be patient with yourself, and most importantly, have fun with it. I'll see you next week, beautiful.